You see, these all represent different things. Now, not everybody that's overweight is overweight because they spend too much time at the all-you-can-eat buffet. There are some folks that have other medical issues and medical problems. I met somebody this week who's going through gain and lose, gain and lose. The doctor puts her on steroids, and she blows up like a balloon. She gets off the steroids, and the weight comes down. It's a hard thing. You end up on pills like this, lisinopril. Lisinopril is a blood pressure medication. All right, you may know that. You may be aware. You may be on lisinopril or something else. The reason is because you have to take blood pressure medication. If you have to take it because of weight, then you're putting this chemical into your body, which passes through all your body, through your liver, and though it may bring down your blood pressure, it damages other things in the process. And so your liver ends up worse, and other parts of your body end up worse, but your blood pressure comes down, and that part's a good thing. But often with things like blood pressure, there's a medication called Zocor. Maybe you've heard of Zocor, and it might have different names. You take Zocor when you have high cholesterol. High cholesterol is a bad thing. It's like a wax that gets in your body, your blood vessels, your arteries, and eventually it stops the blood from flowing, and you have strokes, you develop heart disease, things like that. Along with cholesterol problems, you usually have triglycerides. Triglycerides are something that works parallel with cholesterol. It messes up your body. And it plugs up and it breaks down. You end up on medication. And one medication your doctor might prescribe is Zocor. Of course, when you take Zocor, it works through your liver, your bladder, your kidneys, and your body's not made for that. And so this is destroying your body, and this is destroying your body. So we take these things, and these things do harm to our body, but they help with these things. And really, you're not a whole lot better off. What happens when you get a lot of weight around the belly, you develop diabetes. How many in here have diabetes? Type 1, type 2, doesn't matter, it's still diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, you just have to take insulin and do what your doctor says. Most people that have type 2 diabetes, it's diet related and it's weight related. So the doctor might prescribe for you metformin. I've been taking the maximum dosage of metformin for several years because of my diabetes. Not type 1 diabetes, because if it's type 1, I could blame my pancreas. But it's type 2, so I have to blame the Ponderosa or the Pizza Hut or wherever else. But I have to take this, and this helps keep my sugar down because it helps my body absorb the insulin that my pancreas secretes, and then I stay healthier. My eyes are healthier, my organs are healthier. But metformin is still a chemical that goes into your body and does damage to your body. Glipizide is another diabetic medicine, and I'm trying to hurry. It's another diabetic medicine that you take when metformin isn't doing all that it needs to do anymore, because you have to jumpstart, like you put jumper cables on a battery of a car to fire it up to start it. That's what glipizide does. The thing is, your pancreas only has so many jump starts, and then it's not going to work anymore. And then the doctor's going to say, oh, you're type 1 diabetes, so now you've got to go on insulin regardless. Okay? So this is another diabetic medicine. Now here's a medicine for thyroid. I don't know how much of thyroid could be diet related. I'm not really sure. But I think some of it probably is. The doctor had me on 300 micrograms of Synthroid. But since my weight loss, it's dropped from 300 to 250, from 250 to 225, from 225 to 175, and now I'm taking 100. Because the last time I went, the doctor said, your thyroid is too low. You know, don't take it for about 3 days and then reduce it to 100, and we'll see how that does. So the medication will help with my thyroid problem, but it's still a chemical, and it still comes into your body. And in my mind, I think all of this is because of poor eating habits in me. So now that I've lost the weight that I've lost, the doctor has said, you know what? You don't need glipizide anymore. That didn't erase very good, but said you don't need glipizide anymore because your weight's come down and you're doing a little better. And then I got to where I was having a lot of problems with my sugar being too low. So I stopped taking my sugar pill, but I monitored it every day. And so I knew I was okay. But then I went to the doctor and he said, how much metformin are you taking? And I said, well, actually, since April, I haven't taken any. And he said, well, my A1C, if you have diabetes, you know what A1C is? It was 5.5.
Oh my.
It had been 12. And you know what he said? He said, you don't need that anymore. He didn't say I don't have diabetes. He didn't say I'm not diabetic. He will one day, but he didn't say that. But he said, stop taking the medicine. So I don't need that anymore.
Wow. Very good.
And then there's a matter of the blood pressure. I was preaching in church one day, I think it was on a Wednesday night, and I just felt like the way some of you ladies describe hot flashes. I instantly, at the end of the sermon, I wanted to go buy a convertible Mustang. I felt like I was maybe going through a crisis. So I went home and I checked my sugar and I checked my blood pressure, and I thought, my blood pressure and everything, it's a little bit low. I'm not going to take my blood pressure pill tomorrow. So the next day I tested it and my blood pressure was fine again. And the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. Until finally I told my wife, I'm not going to take this anymore. And so I went to the doctor and the doctor tested my blood pressure. He said, what's your blood pressure been? And I told him, I said, it's been perfect, even sometimes on the low side. He said, well, then I don't want you taking this anymore. He said, your blood pressure is good. Cholesterol, triglycerides, it's all good. Don't take that medicine anymore.
Wow.
My thyroid medicine I still take,
Yeah.
but instead of taking 300, this is uncomfortable, I tell you.
The rest of his life.
This is just uncomfortable. It's got to go. So the thyroid medicine, he said, let's just reduce it. And he reduced this however many times I said, from 300 to 250 to 225 to 175 and now to 100. And maybe, I don't know if you can get off thyroid medicine, but if you can get off it by weight loss, I'm going to get off of it.
Amen.
And I won't be taking any of this. This is the suit that I wore when we became part of Tops. This is the suit that I was wearing. It was about the only suit I had that would still fit. So I would wear it with a different shirt and different tie every week so nobody would realize I'm wearing the same suit. The waist is 48. The jacket, I think, is
52.
52. So, but you can clearly see that I can't wear this thing anymore.
But hang on to it for SRD for before and now parade.
All right, I won't rip it like I ripped my shirt. You see, this was a size 18 shirt. This is the shirt that I was wearing. Not the exact shirt, but it's the only one I have that's the same size. Actually, there's probably room for me and you both in here now. And so that's a good thing. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to take this shirt off. Because I don't ever intend to wear a size 18 shirt again. Oh my!
Honey, you didn't know you were going to get
I was in JCPenney's a few weeks ago, and the suit that I had gotten for Easter, the suit I'd gotten for Easter had to be altered because it was just too big. And so I was holding the pants, and I had the suit jacket on, and as the lady was measuring the pants and getting that all set, she said, okay, button your jacket. So I let go of my pants to button my jacket, and you can imagine what happened, right there in the middle of JCPenney. But see, here's the thing. This was a 48 waist pants, and this was what I was wearing. One of my first couple weeks at Tops, I was wearing these pants. So I tell you what, I can't wear these anymore. I'm pretty sure if I jumped out of a plane, I would have a parachute. So I'll tell you what. So what I'm wearing now I'm wearing 40 waist pants.
Woohoo!
And they're getting a little baggy up top here.
That's good.
But I can't get into a 38 yet. But I'm in 48 waist pants. And
40.
40 waist pants. That close to a 38 waist pants. And I'm 7 3/4 pounds away from my goal. Not there yet. The last month that I've had that has been so tough, and I really made up my mind, and I was determined this week. My goal was to break 200. That was my next little goal, to break 200, and I broke 200, and I lost like 1/4 pound, and I lost 1/2 pound, and I couldn't get past 199. Next thing I know, I was all the way up over the next couple weeks to 203. Dottie sent me a card. This is the week you're going to break 200 and all that, and I did, and then I ended up going back. Can you imagine how aggravated and frustrated I was at myself? But pretty soon these 40 waist pants are going to be gone. And I'll be down to 38, and that's probably where I'll be forever.
I hope that.
Because I don't even plan on getting any lower than the 38. I just have 7 3/4 pounds to go.
Just stay
And
away
then
from
I'll
your
be
friend.
done. So I know I've come a long way. And I know that I haven't reached the goal yet, but I've won the fight. I know I've won the fight.
That's right.
I'm in the ring with a fat guy. And he's not knocked out yet, but his nose is bleeding. He's got a fat lip. All right, he's staggering around the ring, and he's not knocked out yet, but another 7 3/4 pounds, and he's going to be out for the count.
Oh,
And I thank you.